Today is the 27th of Feb. Just going for a walk to the local McDonald's, which is roughly about 25 minutes to half an hour, depending on how fast I walk. So, bit of an update from my Peter Mac visit yesterday, which was the 26th. I had a meeting with my specialist, and now they've just decided to no longer go for the keyhole surgery for the biopsy. They don't really want to wait any longer to start treating me, and he told me that he's quite sure it's still B-cell lymphoma, but it just happens to be the type that changes to T-cell and back again. So the plan is they're going to try and start next week, but they're going to do an aggressive or very high dose of chemotherapy. So it's not going to be anything like the first time where I had 6 cycles of R-CHOP every 3 weeks. This time it's every 3 weeks as well, but this time each cycle will be a 3-day stay in hospital while they treat me. He said he might do 2 or 3 cycles, and then I'll do a PET scan, and if the PET scan's any good, they'll then use the stem cells that I would have taken before I started treatment and use that to transfuse into my bone marrow to help me recover. So basically he said he's just going to try and blow the lymphoma out of the water. So it seems at this time it's going to be a pretty intensive treatment plan, particularly only when there's about 2 or 3 cycles compared to the 6 I had the first time, and the fact that I'll be in hospital for 3 days at a time. So that's kind of shocked me a little bit, thinking, okay, it sounds a bit more serious than the first time, if it wasn't already serious, having cancer and stage 4 lymphoma. So at least I guess I don't have to have the surgery, and I'm not sure what I feel. I guess the reality of the situation kind of hit me yesterday when I was walking back to the train station from seeing a specialist at Peter Mac, because I still felt like I had fatigue issues from the first lot of treatment, and I get the feeling that this one being a lot more aggressive, a lot more toxic to my system, I might end up with a lot of other issues, but we'll see how we go. So on the night, on the 25th of Feb, the night before I drove up to Melbourne on the 26th to see Peter Mac, I actually didn't get any sleep at all because I was running around checking all my cameras for time lapses, because I thought I'd take the opportunity, because I was staying with my girlfriend for a week. I thought I'll get away for the night and get back into capturing time lapses, especially with my new cameras that I bought last year that I've hardly used, and I'm just transferring all those now, so I'm hoping to share those with you soon. But a lot of mistakes were made. I forgot a lot of things, I learnt a lot of things. Like, for example, I learnt that even though I was using power banks to power some of the action cameras and so forth all night, I just realised that the power banks would switch off or stop charging once the device, the charging reaches 100%. So some of my action cameras, my 360 cameras, or my phones I was using that kept in the Milky Way, didn't last the whole night because of that. So lesson learnt, try and find a power source or power banks that continually charge whether or not the device is fully charged. So I wasn't expecting to have my cancer treatment so soon, starting next week. So I feel good that even though it wasn't 100% successful, that I got away for the night and got to see the stars with my own eyes, because it's quite dark out there, and had a go at capturing the Milky Way, even though it didn't start rising till 4 AM because there's such long hospital stays for treatment. Considering the first lot of R-CHOP I had, I was only in there for a day, for 6 to 8 hours, whereas now a 3-day hospital stay for each cycle. So I might be too tired to do much, but I'm pretty keen that regardless of the outcome of the treatment, got a prognosis of my lymphoma. I'm wanting to do a lot more captures and just try and enjoy life a little, because, you know, setting up the captures is something I do enjoy. The editing can be a bit tedious, but it's the actual setting up and capturing that I enjoy, so I'm going to try and do that a lot more.